As the band enters the parade deck, we ask that you refrain from crossing the parade deck or crossing in front of the reviewing area. If you must cross, please go to the far ends. Once you have reached the seating area, we ask that you remain seated, keeping the area directly in front of the bleachers clear. Feel free to take photographs and videos from anywhere in the seating area. We ask that you silence all electronic devices. Please look around you and do not leave any trash. At the conclusion of today's ceremony, we ask that you exit the parade deck behind the bleachers. Thank you. Officially formed in 1921, Marine Band San Diego has thrilled countless millions throughout the world with its inspiring renditions of traditional and contemporary music. Each member of the band has completed recruit training and maintains combat skills, giving true meaning to the title Marine Musicians. Marine Band San Diego is under the leadership of Chief 1 Officer 2 Randall Metzinger, Band Officer, and Master Sergeant Frederick Kern, Bandmaster. Today, the band is led on the march by the Drum Major Sergeant Martin Palacios and is under the direction of the enlisted conductor, Staff Sergeant Craig Palmer. The pre-parade serenade was provided by Marine Band San Diego, Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego. The Marine Corps has played an active role in San Diego history ever since the Marines from the sloop of war Cyane seized Old Town during the Mexican-American War in 1846. Marines have been stationed at the Recruit Depot since 1921, when most of the buildings to your front were constructed. These buildings, known as the Arcade, were designed by world-famous architect Bertram Goodhue. The Arcade is among 25 buildings that have qualified for inclusion on the National Register of Historic Places and are outstanding examples of Spanish colonial revival architecture. Since 1923, more than 1 million Marines have completed their recruit training here at Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego, and since 1915 at Marine Corps Recruit Depot, Parris Island in South Carolina. Regardless of where a Marine attended boot camp, you can rest assured that they have received the toughest, most physically and mentally demanding recruit training offered anywhere in the world. Some individual techniques and methods may have evolved over the years, but the focus and adherence to our core values of honor, courage, and commitment are as strong today as any time in our history. Today, the Marines of Company I accept the responsibilities to safeguard this proud tradition as they step forward to join this rich heritage. Ahead of them lie bright futures that will no doubt add to the proud Marine legacy that they now rightfully claim as their own. Private Bruno is an 8-month-old, full-blooded English Bulldog born in Fallbrook, California on October 22, 2022. He is named after Major General Bruno Hochmuth, who at the time of his death was the first general officer killed during the Vietnam War. Major General Hochmuth was also the commanding general of the depot from November 1963 to February 1967. General Hochmuth was awarded the Distinguished Service Medal, the Legion of Merit with Combat V for Valor, the Navy Commendation Medal with Gold Star in lieu of Third Award, and the Purple Heart with Gold Star in lieu of Third Award. Private Bruno continues the tradition of a long line of the Marine Corps Bulldog mascots dating back to 1921, when Brigadier General Smedley Butler appointed Sergeant Major Jiggs as the first Bulldog mascot for Marine Corps Barracks, Quantico. Private Bruno is being escorted by the Office of Communication Strategy and Operations, Lance Corporal Jacob B. Hutchison.
Down. Halt. Down. Center. Hey.
Spiritual development plays an important part in the making of a United States Marine. Lieutenant Amy Ruth Bryan, Chaplain Corps, United States Navy, will deliver the graduation prayer. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise.
Let us pray. Holy One, on this day of great celebration, we give you thanks for these young men of Company I who have earned the title Marine. We give you thanks for the gifts and abilities you have given to each one of them, which they now bring to strengthen our Marine Corps. We give you thanks for the drill instructors, company officers, and battalion leadership who have shaped and molded these young men into Marines. We are grateful this day for the families who have supported them every step of their journey. For their mothers and fathers, sisters and brothers, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and friends, we give you thanks. We ask, O Holy One, that you be with these new Marines as they continue in their training. Keep them safe and bless them. Remind them to be always faithful to their country, to their Corps, to each other, and to themselves, just as you, O Holy One, are always faithful. Bless our nation, bless these new Marines, and God, bless the United States Marine Corps. Amen.
Thank you. Please be seated.
Aye, sir.
The Commanding General, Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego, welcomes you to what is a historical event in the life of a Marine, their graduation from boot camp. Approximately 40 weeks each year for the past 100 years, new Marines have departed San Diego for service with units of the Marine Corps around the globe. The primary mission of the Recruit Depot is to provide basic training to recruits enlisted west of the Mississippi, which represents approximately 51% of all applicants in the Marine Corps each year. The depot is also home to Recruiter School and Drill Instructor School. All of our efforts here are geared toward one end, producing America's finest fighting force, the United States Marine Corps. This morning, Company I, 3rd Recruit Training Battalion, Recruit Training Regiment will form and march in the parade. Following the pass and review, the graduating Marines will return front and center of the reviewing stand for final dismissal. The staff for today's parade is comprised of Marines from the Recruit Training Regiment. The commander of troops is Captain William B. Brennan, Company Commander, Company I, 3rd Recruit Training Battalion. The parade agent is Captain Nelson P. Sharps, Executive Officer, Company I, 3rd Recruit Training Battalion, Recruit Training Regiment. The marching units are now being called to attention, and the adjutant's command, sound adjutant's call, will begin today's parade. Marching in today's parade are 260 of the graduating Marines from Company I. Among the 260 Marines are 2 Marines who displayed outstanding performances in 2 individually graded events. Private Caden M. Pittman from Platoon 3209 is the company high shooter, scoring a 337 out of 350. Private Wyatt L. Letoff from Platoon 3210 is the most physically fit Marine, scoring a 295 out of 300 on the physical fitness test and a 300 out of 300 on the combat fitness test. They will be receiving awards from the Marine Corps Association and Foundation. Present today is the company honor graduates recruiter, Staff Sergeant Alexis Maravillas. Also present today is the primary marksmanship instructor with a platoon high shooting average of 214 out of 250 for Platoon 3209, Sergeant Carlos L. Terraza. Recruit training is comprised of subjects required to produce basic Marines who function effectively in garrison, are trained in rudimentary individual field and combat skills, and practice the personal and professional traits which distinguishes them as Marines. Examples of these traits are discipline, the achievement of self-control and self-awareness which assures respect for authority, instant and willing obedience to orders, and the self-reliance to maintain or improve those traits which exemplify a Marine. Military bearing, consistently demonstrating military presence and personal awareness, as well as the proper wearing and maintenance of uniforms. Esprit de corps, acquiring the common spirit of the Marine Corps that inspires enthusiasm, devotion, pride, initiative, teamwork, aggressiveness, determination, moral courage, integrity, camaraderie, and the burning desire to work with and for others towards excellence in common goals. For 247 years, Marines have fought and won whenever and wherever the nation calls. In the harshest conditions, over the most brutal terrain, and against the most formidable enemies, Marines defend the ideals of freedom with grit and tenacity. Although battlefields change and capabilities evolve, history proves that true victory comes from the individual Marine with steeled resolve, the drive to overcome any obstacle, and the warrior spirit to fight on against all odds. It takes that steadfast faithfulness, semper fidelis, to corps, country, and each other that abounds throughout our storied legacy. Marines today remain in combat, forward deployed throughout the world, confronting every challenge with courage, loyalty, and faithfulness. They are resolved to be the most ready when the nation is least ready, to defend freedom anytime and anywhere, to stand ready to aid those devastated by natural disasters, to pay tribute to those who have forged our proud legacy, and to honor the families and loved ones who faithfully stand beside us. For the Marines of Company I, today marks the end of the 13-week recruit training cycle. They have marched countless miles at Camp Pendleton, as well as on this parade deck, and have been trained, as are all Marines, as basic riflemen. In addition, due to an intensive physical training program, their strength and endurance have doubled since their arrival aboard the recruit depot. They are Marines, qualified to take their places in the ranks of the world's finest fighting organization. The platoons are being aligned from left to right in order to get them into their exact positions for the parade. The next portion of the ceremony will be our national anthem. We welcome veterans and members of the armed forces to join us in rendering appropriate honors with a military salute. For guests who have not served in the military, it is proper etiquette during the national anthem to place their right hands over their hearts, and for those in the audience wearing headgear to remove it. Will the guests please rise for the presentation of the colors? Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated. At the command, post the colors. The color guard moves into position within the parade. This signifies that the entirety of the parade has been formed and is ready to be presented to the command. Following the command, parade rest. The parade adjutant will give the command sound off. which signals the band to parade forward of the assembled Marines while playing military marching music. The parade adjutant now presents the assembled command to the commander of troops.
Sir, the parade is formed. Aye, sir. All present or accounted for. Cheese! 3,209! All present! Hearing! 3,213! All present! Sir, all present are accounted for. Aye, sir.
At the command, officers center march. All unit commanders and guidon bearers march to the front and center of the formation. Historically, it was at this point that commanding officers would issue orders and instructions to the unit commanders. Following this, the unit leaders would face about, return to their units, and pass the information along to their Marines. Throughout our nation's history, millions of men and women have earned the title United States Marine. Many who have helped shape our history join us here today. In keeping with the tradition of once a Marine, always a Marine, we would like to recognize them. At this time, those in the audience who have served as Marines, please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for their dedicated service to Corps and country. Thank you. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the Battalion Commander for 3rd Recruit Training Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel M. Matthew Phelps.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, distinguished guests. On behalf of the Commanding General of the Marine Corps Recruit Depot San Diego and the Western Recruiting Region, Brigadier General Ryans, and the Commanding Officer of the Recruit Training Regiment, Colonel Jones, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the graduation ceremony for Company I. It is also my distinct pleasure to welcome today's parade reviewing officer, Colonel Peter Rumler, who will assume command of the Recruit Training Regiment later today. You can read his impressive biography in your programs. Sir, we are honored to have you with us. Now, before I talk to you about the Marines you came here to see graduate, I'd like to acknowledge some others without whom their success would not have been possible. First, let me draw your attention to the impressive Marines wearing the distinctive green campaign covers. They certainly need no introduction from me, for we all know them as the legendary Marine Corps drill instructors. From the moment a recruit arrives here at the Recruit Depot, a drill instructor is with them, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, everywhere that they go. The drill instructors are the critical element in the transformation of civilians into Marines. It takes a special Marine to be a drill instructor, and these Marines are extraordinary. Their impact on the Marines is permanent. I mean, let's face it. Of the thousands of people we meet in our lives, we probably forget most of them. But no Marine will ever forget the name, the face, or that gentle, loving voice of their drill instructor. Seated next to the parade reviewing stand today is another special group of people. They are the families of India Company's officers and drill instructors. These families know firsthand the time, dedication, and sacrifice that it takes to make Marines. They take on extra roles and responsibilities at home so that their Marines can be here, focused on the mission. Please join me in a round of applause for the families of India Company. Now, every Marine here's journey began by talking to one of the hard-working Marine Corps recruiters who canvasses this nation on their mission to enlist the next generation of Marines. Today, Marine Corps Recruiting Command is represented by Staff Sergeant Maravillas of Recruiting Substation Corona, California. Staff Sergeant Maravillas recruited our company honor graduate, Private First Class Esteva. It was Staff Sergeant Maravillas who first recognized Private First Class Esteva's potential and offered the opportunity to become a Marine. Outstanding job, Staff Sergeant. Now let me talk about the remarkable young people in the formation behind me. They are truly some of the best this nation has to offer. When they arrived here, they were young and fit, 19 years old on average, and already in better shape than most of their peers. Over 99% of them were high school graduates, and 3 had already earned their college degrees. Beyond that, they displayed a courage and commitment that few of their peers could muster when they honorably raised their right hand and swore a solemn oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. They come from every expanse of the globe, in this case, 5 different countries, as far away as China, Burma, Japan, Taiwan, Venezuela, and some from right here across the street in San Diego. But wherever they came from, it was a common goal that brought them together, to become Marines. 3 months ago, these Marines embarked on one of the world's most challenging entry-level training programs when they stepped off the buses and onto our historic yellow footprints. Since then, I assure you, they have been thoroughly tested. They have been trained and evaluated in the attributes that make Marines unique and deadly. They have been trained in battlefield-tested warfighting skills so that when this nation calls, they will be ready for the fight. Those essential skills were imparted upon them by the instructors at Weapons Field Training Battalion up at Camp Pendleton, California, and included marksmanship training so that these Marines are prepared to deliver precision rifle fire against targets at staggering distances up to 500 yards. Today, Weapons Field Training Battalion is represented by Sergeant Leon. Sergeant Leon was the primary marksmanship instructor for our platoon with the highest shooting average, Platoon 3209. Outstanding job, Sergeant. In addition to combat skills, the Marines we've hardened the Marines by building their mental and physical toughness so that they will never quit or give up against any odds. We've indoctrinated them in our core values of honor, courage, and commitment so that they will be Marines of exemplary character in peace or at war. And we've instilled in them a bias for intelligent action so that as small unit leaders, they will be able to decide, act, and communicate in the future operating environment. Now, I hope that when you're reunited with your Marines, you notice a few other differences. They should stand a little taller, look a little leaner. They should look you in the eye. And they should use strange phrases like, yes ma'am, and yes sir. I assure you, they know how to clean their rooms and make their beds. But behind those changes is what I am most proud of. That beyond learning and understanding our core values, they have embraced those core values as their own. Through their courage in coming here, through their blood, sweat, and tears, through their physical, mental, emotional, and character transformation, they have demonstrated their commitment to our corps and country. I am honored to serve alongside them. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege today to introduce you to 260 Marines, 260 young people who can forever claim the title United States Marine. Please excuse me for one moment while I address the company one last time. Good morning, Marines! Do you hear that? That is pure pride. That is pride in themselves, and that is pride in the title that they've earned. Now, India Company, when you came here so many weeks ago, I imagine the last thing on your mind was standing here today at graduation. You were probably thinking, what in the world have I gotten myself into, and how do I make them stop yelling at me? But here you stand today, America's newest Marines, having accomplished something that most people would never dare attempt. When you get home this weekend on your well-deserved leave, people will look up to you. They'll be impressed and amazed at your transformation. Your friends, everyone will be proud of you, as they should be. And your friends will ask you how you did it. And when they ask you, I want you to take them for a walk on down to your recruiting station. Because I promise you, your drill instructors would love to meet your friends. Remember that with your new title comes new responsibility. You must protect what you've earned. The strength of the Marine Corps is not found in any weapon system or piece of equipment, but in the war-fighting spirit or character of the individual Marine. If the essence of war is a violent conflict of wills, of spirits, then it's your spirit and your character that is most important in combat, and our spirit as Marines is unique in the world. The world is a dangerous and chaotic place, and that is why we have you. The legacy of our Corps, being first to fight and never giving up, now rests with you for safekeeping. The Eagle Globe and Anchor that we handed you upon completing the Crucible represents that legacy. And for as long as you wear it, you represent 247 years of our Corps and every Marine who came before you. Be proud of yourselves. Be proud of what you've accomplished. And be proud of who you now represent. Be worthy of the title you have earned. On behalf of the officers, the drill instructors, and all the support personnel here at Marine Corps Recruit Depot San Diego, let me be the first to wish you fair winds and following seas. Congratulations, Marines, and welcome to our Corps. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, and Semper Fidelis.
Now taking their position in the reviewing area is today's parade reviewing official, Colonel Peter M. Rumler, Commanding Officer G35 for 4th Marine Division. He's accompanied by Colonel Joseph W. Jones, Commanding Officer, Recruit Training Regiment, Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego. Colonel Peter M. Rumler, G35, 4th Marine Division. Colonel Rumler enlisted in the Marine Corps in 1994 and attended boot camp at Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego. Upon graduation from Louisiana State University, he received his commission and attended the Basic School and Armor Officers Basic Course and was designated an 1802 Tank Officer. Colonel Rumler has served in a variety of challenging billets and numerous commands to include Scout Platoon Commander in 1st Tank Battalion, Company Commander for Company C, 1st Tank Battalion. Current Operations Officer for Regimental Combat Team 7. Deputy Assistant Chief of Staff, G8, Capabilities and Requirements for 4th Marine Division. Battalion Commander for 1st Recruit Training Battalion, Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego. Colonel Rumbler is currently serving as the G35 officer for the 4th Marine Division and is the incoming commanding officer for Recruit Training Regiment, Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego. Colonel Rumbler's decorations include the Defense Superior Service Medal, the Bronze Star, the Meritorious Service Medal with 3 gold stars in lieu of 4th Award, the Marine Corps Commendation Medal, the Marine Corps Achievement Medal with Combat B device, and the Combat Action Ribbon with gold star in lieu of 2nd Award. Additionally, Colonel Rumbler has been awarded the Marine Corps Distinguished Marksmanship Badge. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Colonel Peter M. Rumbler.
Sir, greatest force. March to command and review. Aye, aye, sir. Yeah, here, read. Sword. Hey! Hey! Review! Right! Hey!
The pass and review is a tradition within all military units, allowing the unit commander to formally inspect the unit under their charge. More than 1 million Marines have been trained here in the past 100 years and have departed San Diego for combat in conflicts around the world, including places whose names are immediately associated with Marine courage and dedication. Names such as Guadalcanal, Tarawa, Iwo Jima, Busan, Incheon, Chosin Reservoir, Quezon, Way City, Lebanon, Granada, Panama, Kuwait, Somalia, Fallujah, Ramadi, Marja, Sangin, and our most current operations worldwide. This parade deck is rich in history and tradition, and no Marine trained here ever forgets its sights and sounds. Ladies and gentlemen, as the national flag passes directly in front of you, please rise. Once it passes, you may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the Commander of Troops, Captain William B. Brennan, and the regimental staff. Marine Band, San Diego, Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego, California. Series 3209, Series Commander Captain Cody I. Hubbard. And Honor Platoon 3209, Senior Drill Instructor Sergeant Xavier F. Neva. Platoon 3210, Senior Drill Instructor Sergeant Jonathan T. Sales. Platoon 3211, Senior Drill Instructor Staff Sergeant Chris A. DeMonte. The Regimental Color Guard is led on the march by Drill Instructor Sergeant Parker Shortle. Series 3213, Series Commander Captain Austin J. Musfelt. And Platoon 3213, Senior Drill Instructor Staff Sergeant Leon M. Valdez. Platoon 3214, Senior Drill Instructor Staff Sergeant Walter Montalban. Platoon 3215, Senior Drill Instructor Staff Sergeant Eric A. Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, if you turn to page 21 of your graduation pamphlets, you will find the Marines Hymn. The Marines Hymn has a history dating back to 1859 and has a long-standing tradition for Marines to face the direction of the music and stand at attention when it is heard. It is now directed that all Marines present and who have served honorably, and ladies and gentlemen, you are all encouraged to join. Sing the words to the first verse as Marine Band San Diego performs Anchors Away, followed by the Marines Hymn. Will the guests please rise? Thank you. Please be seated.
Sir, this concludes today's parade. Dismiss the staff. Aye, aye, sir. Staff, dismiss.
The Marine Corps' uniqueness and strength as an elite fighting force is directly attributable to the magnificent efforts of the drill instructors and company officers who train and supervise the recruits. The distinct qualities of spirit and discipline, The heart and soul of every Marine have been developed, nurtured, and ingrained in recruits through their observance and relationship with their drill instructors and officers. Recruit training is the very foundation of the Corps. Each year, Recruit Training provides thousands of America's finest young men and women with the basic knowledge and skills to function in a profession characterized by its own set of high values and tough standards. The most important thing we do in the Marine Corps is make Marines. The individual Marine is the Corps. That is what we do here. For the Marines graduating today, the long, arduous journey of the last 13 weeks is but a small step into the future of the Marine Corps. As they prepare to fill the ranks of our Corps, they do so with unquestionable support for the high ideals and standards of the United States of America and the United States Marine Corps. Although Company I prepares for their final dismissal from boot camp, their initial training is not over. Soon after graduation, they will report to the School of Infantry, Camp Pendleton, California, where they will continue to be trained to serve as an effective member of a Marine Rifle Squad. The intense initial training that every Marine undergoes is designed to instill the fundamental premise that every Marine is a rifleman. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would like to introduce to you the Marines responsible for ensuring the success of the difficult transition required to become a Marine. The company commander is Captain William B. Brennan. The company first sergeant is First Sergeant Christian A. Fuentes. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a round of applause for the company staff of Company I. The next portion of the ceremony will be the traditional function of retiring the guidons. The guidons have been carried by the platoons throughout recruit training and are being retired to symbolize the disbanding of platoons. All similar units in the Marine Corps carry such guidons, which identify the unit and are a source of pride to each individual member. Note that the honor of carrying these guidons is bestowed upon the Marines who displayed outstanding leadership qualities, motivation, and character, and were selected as the platoon honor graduates. The platoon honor graduates compete for the titles of Series and Company honor graduate. They are considered the top Marines graduating today and have demonstrated the highest potential for future leadership and responsibility in the Marine Corps. The guidons will now be returned to the drill instructors. The honor graduates will now be presented a plaque by the battalion commander, Lieutenant Colonel M. Matthew Phelps, and the battalion Sergeant Major, Gerardo E. Trevino. Ladies and gentlemen, please hold your applause until all honor graduates have been recognized.
Freeze and ups. Order ups.
The honor graduate for platoon 3,209 and the series honor graduate is Private First Class George G. Martinez from Ocean Shores, Washington. The honor graduate for platoon 3,210 is Private First Class Elisha N. Lincoln from Anchorage, Alaska. The honor graduate for platoon 3,211 is Private First Class Francisco J. Marita Avila from Phoenix, Arizona. The honor graduate for platoon 3,213 is Private First Class Hale M. Beckley from Fairgrove, Missouri. The honor graduate for platoon 3,214 and the company honor graduate is Private First Class Seth E. Hustava from Lake El Senore, California. Private First Class Hustava is also the recipient of the Chester Puller Award for his outstanding meritorious performance while in recruit training. And the honor graduate for platoon 3,215 is Private First Class Giovanni M. Irvin from San Bernardino, California. Ladies and gentlemen, the honor graduates of Company I.
Company First Sergeant.
Company First Sergeant, reporting his order.
Dismiss the company.
Aye, aye, sir.
The company first sergeant will now give the command to the senior drill instructors to dismiss their platoons. Needless to say, this will be the most welcome command they have received throughout recruit training.
Senior drill instructors! Dismiss your platoon! Aye, First Sergeant!
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, as a reminder, please do not cross the parade deck and utilize the far ends. Pick up any trash around you and utilize all waste receptacles. Please start making your way towards the parking lots utilizing the walkway behind the bleachers and go behind the yellow curb. Your Marine has been briefed on meeting you in the parking lot behind the yellow curb. Please keep in mind the level of training your Marine has received and afford the same opportunities to those in training by removing any congestion in the walkway behind the bleachers. Please do not take any photos or videos of recruits in recruit training. Thank you. Again, as a reminder, please do not cross the parade deck and utilize the far ends.